Hey y'all, Derek here, and this is my brand new KLR 650. I bought this motorcycle with the intent to go motorcycle camping, so it's time that I outfit her and get her ready for those adventures. This is the base model KLR 650, so it didn't come with USB ports or anything like that. So I'm going to install those, and then I'm also going to install a USB charger on my QUADLOCK. I already put a QUADLOCK mount on here. If you want to mount something with QUADLOCK to your accessory bar, the mirror mount or small bar QUADLOCK mount works perfect for the accessory bar here. I also have a little GoPro mount on here because I like to record my rides. Anything that I use in this video or install on the KLR 650, I will link down in the description below. All right, so the first thing we got to do is get this plastic cover off, and you should just need a 4mm T-handle or hex wrench to get that off. So yeah, like I said, I'm planning on taking this motorcycle camping, so of course I need to power up accessories and my phone and GPS and all that. And let's see, I'm hoping this thing pops right off now. All right, next I'm going to take off these 3 bolts on top of the fairing. Of course, that's 4mm as well. So right now it is below freezing. It is very cold. And I figure what better time to start doing mods on this KLR 650, you know? All right, and with those 3 bolts up top off, there's 2 more down here I'm going to get. These ones down here are actually a 5mm hex or Allen wrench. You know, the cool thing about the KLR 650, which I've really enjoyed, is that these bikes have been around for so long and people have been working on them for so long that, you know, there's already a lot of tutorials out there for these things. A lot of my ideas are borrowed from other sources. There's lots of other YouTubers out there doing KLR 650 content. So I think that's awesome. It helps me out a lot too because if I have any certain questions, I could just do a quick YouTube search. I love the YouTube community. All right, tough to see here, but there's also 2 Phillips screws on this side of the fairing that you'll need to take out before removing the plastic. I misspoke. There was actually 3 Phillips head screws down there. But once you get all those out, the fairing should come right off. All right, so luckily for all us base model owners, Kawasaki made this really easy. They got dummy covers over the power ports. First thing we're going to need to do is install this relay. And these are readily available on Amazon, hardware stores, a lot of places. So let me show you that. So this connector right here is where the relay needs to go. And the letters, if you use the same one that I bought, should be facing towards you if you're looking at the bike. Just slide it in there and push it right in. All right, that's step 1. Now let's go ahead and remove this dummy cover with the Phillips head. I gotta say, I love how affordable the KLR 650s are. I think it's gonna be the perfect bike for what I need it to do. Hauling around me and all my camping gear, and I'm gonna have lots of fun nights on this thing. My hands are pretty frozen. Did I mention it's below freezing in here? Anyway, I got this USB power from Amazon. I originally found this one on a YouTube video by a guy called Law Abiding Biker. Seems pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on my KLR as well. This is a quick charge 3.0 dual USB here, so that'll charge multiple things while I'm out camping. I know on the Law Abiding Bikers video, he had to file it a little bit. I was going to try to avoid that, but I cannot. It is a tight squeeze. You will indeed need to file this. I don't have a file in my shed right now, so but this plastic comes off really easily. All I'm doing here, I'm using a screwdriver and tracing it in circles, and little bits of plastic are coming off the dash. Let's see if that was enough. The screwdriver method might have been a little bit unorthodox, but went right in, no problem. No gaps there. Looks super clean. All right, let's get some power to this. So that USB power port also comes with the wires you need and this locking nut, which you need to put on the other side. I'll show you that here in a minute. But with these wires, basically what we're gonna have to do is clip off the terminals that would go to the battery and expose some wire and connect it with bullet connectors. All right, so I'm just going to snip the ends of these off. And expose some wire. All right, so I'm going to screw in this locking nut to keep the power port in place. That's not going anywhere. And now we need to connect the wires. The black wire goes on the right-hand side and the red wire goes on the left-hand side. All right, and it plugs right in. You might not be able to see it in my video here, but this is marked positive and negative. So if you're doing this at your house, just look for positive and negative if you forget. But red goes left, black goes right. The red wire is going to need a male end and the black wire is going to need a female end. So just slide your stripped wires into here and crimp it down. But this is the other end of the bullet connectors right under your fairing. So you'll just need to connect the red wire to the female and the black wire to the male. So I could not get up underneath there to connect those bullet connectors. What I'm going to do is take off the windshield and this front piece because I'm going to need to get to the other side to connect that QUADLOCK USB charger anyway. So I'm just going to make as much room as possible for myself. I'm going to take this windshield off so I can get better access. And let me just tell you while I'm taking this off, this windshield is terribly designed. I've tried both positions. There's two positions you can adjust this windshield on the KLR 650s. And I've tried both positions and both of them just blow air directly at my face. Sometimes it's blowing air like so strong at me that it's kind of hard to breathe. So with the windshield off, you also got to get this bolt out. That's also a 4mm. So I'm going to get that out and we'll see if that creates enough space for us. Now I'm going to go along here and pop these grommets out with a little screwdriver. So there's a couple of these. Let's see. 2, possibly 3 of them, but just get a flathead in there, pry them out. So yeah, once you get those pieces off, you can really flex this plastic here and get in there and connect those. It's much easier to go that route. So with all our wires connected, I'm going to go ahead and see if this worked. Let's cross our fingers. Ignition on. And there should be a little button with a voltmeter here. We getting power? Oh yeah, we got power. All right, so that side worked. Now I got 2 quick charge USB 3. So I'll be able to charge accessories and power banks and GoPro batteries and all of that. Next up, I'm going to do the USB connection to the QUADLOCK. All right, with the right side of the bike done, I'm going to go ahead and pack up and finish the left side tomorrow. I'm freezing cold out here, and it's time for me to go inside and warm my bones. Catch you tomorrow. I'm back. It's been longer than a day, but I totally misinterpreted what was in Kawasaki's owner manual. The connections down here are different than the ones I was anticipating. So let me show you what we're working with. Nothing too crazy here, but I was expecting another couple bullet connectors. This is a 2-pin connector that I had to order apart from 3D Cycles for. I'll show you that here. Here's the 2-pin connector I had to order from 3D Cycle Parts. I'll link to them down below. Shipping was super quick and they were super helpful, so appreciate it. So here's my QUADLOCK setup here. I got the QUADLOCK mount, USB charger, and then the vibration dampener. So on the QUADLOCK, I'm going to have to cut this connector off and we'll splice these together. So shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I'm real committed to this QUADLOCK setup and I don't want to run it all the way to the battery. So let's snip this off. Now I'm just shaving away at the rubber housing to expose the wire. Pro tip, always cut away from the body. All right, now we just got to strip this wire. I'm going to be pretty gentle with it, but the good news is if I mess up, I have a whole lot of slack here. All right, got that exposed. Got that exposed. And then your wire from 3D Cycle Parts is already exposed as well, but I'm going to give us a little bit more room. And I don't need to tell you guys this, but red to red, black to black, pretty obvious. The connectors that I'll link to below, it has a wider port here and a thinner port there, so it works out really well. You're just going to put both wires in and then crimp them down. I'd like to hide as much wire as possible, so I'm going to drop this down the fairing. Alright, so you do need to expose the 2 pins here. When this dust cover's on, all you have to do is push this tab in and pull it off. And then you'll be able to just plug it right in. Other way. Alright, let's see if we have USB power. Let's go! So pretty clean setup here now, nothing too obnoxious. I'll just mount my phone there, plug the USB in, good to go. I'm definitely going to have to do some cable management to clean that up, but now I have USB power on the left and right hand side of the bike. I should get a pretty clean setup here with that quad lock, so super excited about that. If you're interested in this type of content, the KLR 650, I got plenty of other upgrade videos coming, and I'm definitely taking this thing moto camping, so be on the lookout for that. Subscribe if you're interested. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one. And I ended up saving most of the wire, just in case I ever decide to run this USB to the battery. I'll have all that wire to do so.